friend, where Aqua Alex is the trend. Don't be swimming without end, underwater world of sand. From fresh water to the salty breeze, cichlids swaying with ease, catfish lurking in the seas, eyeballs dancing like the bees, aquatic web like kicking strong, watch the fish and sing along. Every species you belong, where the white world is our song. In the coral reef so bright, Alex shows us pure delight. Underwater's day and night, everything's in perfect sight. Talents and trust to those angels' grace, the deep blue we embrace. Fish just spin at a rapid pace, Alex leads us to this place.
What's going on, fish keepers? Welcome to Live with Aqua Alex. This is going to be a very fun, laid-back, tropical fish live stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday and a fantastic weekend thus far. And I want to thank all of you for taking some time out of your day to join me for this special live stream. This is going to be a very fun fish keeping live stream. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about tropical fish. I may end up doing these every Saturday until the return of Saturday Live on June 28th, but we shall see. I just wanted to go live, have some fun, and chat about tropical fish, because even though I now work with tropical fish 7 days a week, I am still passionate for tropical fish. And at the end of the day, I am still a tropical fish hobbyist with thousands of fish that I now care for. I care for fish at both the locations that I work at and also at home in my home aquarium. So I'm very honored, as always, to have the opportunity to chat tropical fish with my beloved audience members. And I've got audience members from all around the world that watch my live streams and all my fish keeping videos that I do. So I thank you all for your support, and I thank you all for the messages that you've been sending me this last week, because I think it was earlier this week, or it might have been last weekend, I announced that I was taking a hiatus from live streams. But I figure, you know what, I've had a long week, and Saturday I'm not going to do anything, so I figured today I'll just come up here for a little while, hang out with you guys, and chat tropical fish. And one thing about my live streams that I really enjoy is you never know what can go down on one of my live streams. You never know who can pop up. You never know what fish will be showing. So I expect a really fun, laid-back live stream today. Now today, personally, I do have a couple of things that I'm going to be talking about. I do want to talk about my first full month working at Koi Smart and also Tank Smart. I also want to talk about Oasis Aquatics, but more importantly, a little bit later on during the show, I'm going to be talking about AquaShella and why AquaShella is important to Aqua Alex this year. And also, I'm going to be giving you an update on my 6-foot display aquarium, and I'll be discussing my fish keeping plans as well. But also, I'm going to show off some of the new arrivals that arrived at my job earlier this week. So we'll talk about some Tank Smart new arrivals as well here on this live stream. So as always, if any of my live viewers out there have any questions that you want answered, please go ahead and post your questions in the comments, and I will answer your questions as they come in. And you can ask me anything you have on your mind. Anything tropical fish related, just post in the comments and I will answer your questions. So you can also come on the show and be a part of my live, be my special guest. To be a part of the live, all you got to do is click the link that's on the screen right now. Click that StreamYard link. You can come up here and chat fish, show off your tropical fish, and much, much more. I'd love to have you here on my live stream. Just go ahead and click that link. So if there are any comments or questions that come up on the stream, I will see them on the screen, because StreamYard now has this new ability that lets me and my viewers at the same time see comments that come in. So let's do an example one. If it posts, there we go. So up on the screen right now, you can see a comment that I just posted, and that is my StreamYard discount link that you can see. So if we get any other comments that come in, questions from viewers, it'll come up on the screen. So before we get to our very first topic and hopefully very first guest, I did release a video earlier today, and I'm going to go ahead and take 3 minutes of your time to play that video here on the live stream, because it is a very fun video that actually took me about a month to make. Well, probably a little bit less than a month to make. Just because I had to edit some of the stuff that I did for this. But anyways, here is that video that I released earlier today. If you haven't had the time to check it out earlier today, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Welcome to TankSmart. My name is Frank. We have over 20 years in business. We can service all your fish needs from beginner to advanced. And we're right next to the martial arts studio.
Tank Smart's domain, where the water flows clear like a crystal champagne. Fresh water or salt, we got the whole crew. Sick lips so bright they'll outshine your shoes. Tank Smart, where the fish are the stars. From gobbies to tangs, we're raising the bar. Supply stack high, dreams swimming afar. Reppin' underwater life, yeah, that's who we are. Clownfish poppin', got the Nemo appeal. Puffers got the swagger, yeah, to keep it so real. Diamond go be digging like you're searching for gold. Aquarium dreams in your hands to hold. Filters, heaters, lights that glow. Plants in the court to make your tank show. Saltwater magic, freshwater charm. Every fish gets love, no cause for alarm. Tank tilting round like it owns the reef. Color so vivid, it's beyond belief. Sick lips flexing all majestic and proud. Tank Smart's the wave, we attract the crowd. Tank Smart, where the fish are the stars. From gobbies to tangs, we're raising the bar. Supply stack high, dreams swimming afar. Reppin' underwater life, yeah, that's who we are. Tank Smart, where the fish are the stars. From gobbies to tangs, we're raising the bar. Supply stack high, dreams swimming afar. Reppin' underwater life, yeah, that's who we are. Tank Smart's domain, where the water flows clear like a crystal champagne. Fresh water or salt, we got the whole crew. Sick lips so bright they'll outshine your shoes. Tank Smart, where the fish are the stars. From gobbies to tangs, we're raising the bar. Supply stack high, dreams swimming afar. Reppin' underwater life, yeah, that's who we are. Clownfish poppin', got the Nemo appeal. Puffers got the swagger, yeah, to keep it so real. Diamond go be digging like you're searching for gold. Aquarium dreams in your hands to hold. Filters, heaters, lights that glow. Plants in the court to make your tank show. Saltwater magic, freshwater charm. Every fish gets love, no cause for alarm.
So that video was released earlier this afternoon, but unfortunately, it's not as good as the original video that I had worked on. Yesterday when I was at work, my laptop updated and deleted all of my old files, so I had to scramble some new content, which I took yesterday, so I was able to put that video together for this live stream. but it still was an awesome video. So anyone from Palm Beach County or South Florida, if anyone's from the area that is watching, definitely be sure to check out Tank Smart Aquariums in Lantana Road here in Lake Worth. Closed tomorrow and Monday, but they'll be open on Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6 p.m., which is going to be awesome. So go check out Tank Smart and see some of the amazing saltwater fish, freshwater fish, and all the other amazing stuff that is there. And that's going to lead us to our very first topic. So I think that's a great leeway into my first topic that I have planned for tonight. And that is going to be the new arrivals that came in this week at Tank Smart. And this week we only did a freshwater order because over the last couple of weeks we were really lacking in freshwater. So we decided to do a small freshwater import that came in on Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to try to remember off the top of my head everything that came in. A lot of the stuff that came in is already sold. So for example, we had 6 4-inch clown loaches. They are all sold and gone. We had a blue phantom pleco. He is sold and gone. We also had a king tiger pleco that is sold and gone. So basically those guys are sold, but I know there's still some Dalmatian mollies that are over at Tank Smart. There are some amazing champagne guppies. So if you're a guppy lover and you like the fancy guppies, then there are some amazing guppies that are available at Tank Smart right now. There's also a gold nugget pleco left. And what's so cool about this gold nugget is actually imported from Brazil. It's an L81 Brazilian golden nugget pleco, which means it's one of the larger growing of the gold nugget plecos. It's the fine spotted gold nugget pleco, which is really cool. And he is about 3.5, 4 inches. So he came in right at the perfect size. I believe I have the gold nugget pleco priced out at about $59.99. I'll have to double check, but I left all the prices at Tank Smart yesterday. So I don't have any of the prices off paying. So hopefully none of you guys will ask me what the price are because I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head. But there's also some large angelfish that came in. There's a couple of large red devil angelfish, which are basically koi angels. We got some Raphael catfish, striped and spotted Raphaels. We also got some 4-line pictus that are in one of our big display tanks at the bottom. We also got a lot of bettas. I don't know why they sent us like a dozen bettas, but we have a lot of bettas. They're scattered all over the store. I put some in individual cubes up by our register so that we can show them off. And the ones that are by our register are actually a type of betta known as a mustard gas betta, which is really cool. You don't really see yellow, orange bettas as much as you did in the past, which is cool. There's also a betta in our ocean cube display, along with some mollies and cherry barbs, if I can remember correctly. And there's some Corydoras in there. But there's bettas all throughout the store. I just don't remember which tanks exactly they are in. I know there's one in the tank where the neon tetras and Dalmatian mollies are. That's really cool. We also got some freshwater pipefish, which was a very special order. That's something that I normally would not bring in because that is a specialized fish that requires a specialized system. They are super delicate. They are related to the saltwater seahorses. While they are a cool fish, they can be really finicky and really delicate, and the chances of survival on those guys are very, very slim. But I think because I had overnight shipping, they came in fine, and they're probably doing well. I didn't work today, so I don't know if the last 3 are survived or not, but they are definitely a cool fish, but they are definitely a specialized fish for people that are advanced in the aquarium hobbyist or in the aquarium hobby, because the freshwater pipefish, they need a established aquarium. If you throw them into a tank that is brand new, they're most likely not even going to survive 24 hours. They need a tank that's established, that has bacteria in it. They're filter feeders mainly. They eat a lot of live food. So that's one of the reasons why I don't recommend pipefish if you haven't been in the hobby for a while. because it's very similar to the mandarine dragonettes over on the saltwater side. The freshwater pipefish, they need live brine shrimp, they need live bloodworms, live blackworms, because they're not going to eat anything else. So if you don't have the live foods, they're probably just going to perish eventually. But hopefully, the ones that we have, we'll have for a while, and we can train them to eat frozen brine shrimp and bloodworms. Never say never in the aquarium hobby. If there's one thing that I've learned personally, is that you can't trust everything you read online, because let's see. I didn't see we have a comment in the house. Potomac River Monsters, hey, how are you? Hey, James, how are you? Sorry I haven't got back to you. I've been working a lot recently, so much so that I put my YouTube on hold until today, but I'll definitely get back with you whenever I have more free time. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll have you on my show again in the future, probably in the summertime, because the summertime is usually less busy for me, but I'll still be working, but I'll definitely figure it out. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you saying hello, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope your family's doing well as well. But as I was saying, we have freshwater pipefish, which are cool. They're a little bit of an expert-only type fish, but if you have an established setup, we'll gladly sell to you. We also have sulfur head peacock cichlids, which were a special order. That is actually what the wholesaler sent to us as golden peacocks, but they're not golden peacocks, but they're very, very cool. I think, in my opinion, they're better than golden peacocks. Those guys are nice. I have someone interested in those, but who knows? We have Bolivian ram cichlids, which are similar to the German blues, just they stay a little bit smaller, and they're more less aggressive, they're more docile, and they're a lot more affordable than the German blue rams. I believe I have the Bolivian rams priced at either $4.99 or $5.99. I don't remember off the top of my head. But also there's some Oscars, African butterfly fish, all your standard bread and butter type stuff, like neon tetras, black phantom tetras. I'm trying to think what else off the top of my head. I don't have the wholesale list. I left it at the store, but I know it's a lot of bread and butter stuff that came in, like the champagne guppies, the Dalmatian mollies, the catfish. Nothing exotic really, because unlike the other store, there's not a lot of foot traffic at Tank Smart, so that's why I didn't try to bring in too much exotics. The only exotics I brought in were the fancy Plecos, because I knew that they were going to sell, because I was taking them. And also, there was another exotic fish that I brought in that sold, that someone came in and got that they wanted, but that was about it. Oh yeah, the dolphin mormid. The dolphin mormid was actually something that I saw, and the salesperson for our wholesale company told me about it, and he said, we'll give it to you. And I said, okay, fine. So he'll be our display fish until he sells. The dolphin mormid is actually a very, very cool freshwater fish. That is something you don't see every day. I've only seen it a couple of times. And when I did see it, it was at a convention here in South Florida. I think it was 2021, right before predatory fins left. They had a couple of them there, and back then they were like $300-400. But now they're more readily available in the aquarium hobby. So I think ours is priced at $100, and I think he's like 9 inches. But ours is going to be a display fish. He'll probably be there for a little while, because not everyone knows what a dolphin mormid is. It's basically a African knife fish. It has electric organs, so it sends electricity in the water that it uses to locate other mormids that are nearby. So you can actually keep these with other African dolphins. You can keep them with larger ones. I would not put them with the Peter's elephant noses or anything small like the baby whales. These guys need to be kept with other dolphins, Cornish jacks, and stuff like that. But again, those guys get massive. The dolphin mormid will get about 12 inches, 12 to 14, but the Cornish jacks can get 4 feet. So that's something you need a really huge tank for. But the dolphin mormid, you need like a 90-gallon, 125 upwards. They could be a little bit picky with tank mates because they have electric fields, but also if they get bullied, they have a really high chance of dying because of the stress. They're a fish that can handle stress well, which is why the tank that I have them in has live plants and also has some cage for him to hide in. He only has, I think in there is maybe some rainbow fish and some giant danios, so they won't bother him. But I definitely would not put him in an African cichlid tank or anything aggressive because they're just going to pick on him until he gets sick or ends up dying. So I think some good tank mates for like a dolphin mormid would be giant Congo tetras, clown loaches, discus would probably be a good tank mate, severums, walrus, stuff like that. Definitely not Oscars, definitely not any of the aggressive predatory type fish because that will just mess with the fish and kill it. So I think that's pretty much everything that is there. There is a couple fancy plecos left. I know there's one gold nugget left. And there's also a pleco that was called the redfin trasher, which I did not order, but for some reason it was sent. It was on the wholesale list, so they sent it. I'm assuming it's probably one of the free fish that we got, along with the bettas. But the redfin trasher, kind of a cool pleco, just not my personal pleco. But those are all the new arrivals this week at Tank Smart. And I think this coming week, there'll probably be some saltwater fish that are coming in. And I had meant to put up a post on social media about the saltwater stuff. I actually put some fish and inverts in a specimen container with our logo, and I took some images. I just haven't had time to get around and post it. So I'll post that tomorrow morning, and it'll be ready for Tuesday. And then when Thursday, when the new saltwater order comes in, I'll do the same thing as I did last week. I'll put some of them in the specimen container, and I'll film them, and I'll post that either Friday or Saturday. Friday, I'm working at Tank Smart. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm at Koi Smart this week. So this week, I'm back to my regular schedule where I'm working at both locations. So that is awesome. All right, so that's the new arrivals at Tank Smart. I think I took too long explaining it. A little bit longer than I had anticipated, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and show off some of the stuff that came in. And I'm trying to see if all the videos and stuff that I took uploaded, but we'll start with the images first. So as I was talking about, the L81 Gold Nugget Pleco. This is actually from the Xingu River in Brazil, which is very, very cool. So the two of them came in, and they came in perfect. And sometimes when you bring in plecos from places like Brazil, you worry because you don't know how wild-caught fish are going to handle transportation and stuff like that, and you worry about them coming in emancipated and starved, but the plecos actually came in very, very nice. So the gold phantom, or excuse me, the gold nugget plecos came in yesterday, and the blue phantom pleco, which is right here, they came in yesterday as well, and they came in really, really well, really, really gorgeous looking. I think it was the week prior, I had imported like 3 to Koi Smart, and all 3 of them sold in the same day. So fancy plecos are definitely getting the charm again. A lot more fish keepers are getting interested into fancy plecos, myself included. But my personal favorite fancy pleco that I brought in this week would be this guy right here. This is a L66 King Tiger pleco, which also has L33. So 33366. Whatever scientific name you want to use, it's the same fish basically, just different geographic locales. But this pleco is the smaller of the fancy plecos that I brought in because it only maxes out at about 5.5 inches, while the gold nuggets can get up to 10, and the phantoms, believe it or not, can get up to 9. But in the aquarium hobby, I'd say 6-7 inches is probably max for the phantom plecos, but they're very, very cool. So I did take a couple videos of the new arrivals that came in earlier this week, and I want to go ahead and show you. We've got some beautiful baby red and red tiger Oscars, and we've got some videos of the plecos, and also of the beautiful neon tetras and champagne guppies and the Dalmatian mollies. So that was our beautiful Oscars. Now let's take a look at our L88 Gold Nugget Pleco. And now we're going to take a look at the Blue Phantom Pleco, and then I'll just show you the video of the Dalmatian Mollies and Neon Tetras. So the Neon Tetras look so good that I actually picked up a small school for my nano display, which is over here on the other side of me, is my nano display. I have a small school of Neon Tetras in there. I also got a couple of Mollies and some Bolivian Rams that went in there. So that's the new stock at Tank Smart. So definitely, I really recommend you guys check it out. And we've got a lot of great things planned for Tank Smart in the future, but I'll save that for next Saturday's live with Aqua Alex or a future date. All right. Well, can you guys believe how fast time has flown by? It has actually officially been 1 month since I've become a fish store employee. Yes, that's right. It has been 30 days exactly. And we're actually over 30 days now. So it is officially 1 month that I've been working for Koi Smart and Tank Smart. And, you know, I really, really love working at Koi Smart and Tank Smart. I think the biggest bonus for me is that I get to work at 2 fish stores. I get to work at Koi Smart, and I get to interact with pond people and people that are enthusiastic and passionate for koi and goldfish. And I also get to work with freshwater hobbyists at Koi Smart in the Aqua Box. So that is cool. But I also get to learn about and engage with saltwater folks over here in Lake Worth at Tank Smart. So that's one of the biggest things that I enjoy about my new job at Koi Smart and Tank Smart is that I get the ability to interact with all kinds of fish keepers, whether it's people that just have outdoor ponds with koi and goldfish, or people that have koi and goldfish ponds and also freshwater setups, or people that do all 3. It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity for me to meet new people and people that share a love of a hobby that I have, but I end up getting paid for it, which is awesome. So I still cannot believe that I'm actually working at a fish store. 15-year-old me would think that I'm living a dream, which I am, which is awesome, because it has always been a dream of mine to not only work at a fish store, but one day own my own fish store. And I'm young enough where in maybe 20, 30 years from now, that could be the case. But for now, I'm happy to be part of the Koi Smart and Tank Smart family. And I really enjoy working at Koi Smart and Tank Smart. The biggest thing that I enjoy working at Koi Smart and Tank Smart is the coworkers. The coworkers are the best part of the job because unlike other jobs, I've had some coworkers that I could not stand, I could not work with. And that I'm just going to be honest, I've had some coworkers in the past that I absolutely loathed because they were manipulative, backstabbing, lying, and they were just horrible people that I would, even if I was friends with them, I wouldn't want to be associated with them at all. But it's a whole lot different here at Koi Smart and Tank Smart because all the coworkers that I have are amazing. They're great people, passionate for the aquarium hobby, and they're all very knowledgeable on the aquarium hobby, which is a huge, huge plus. So I love my coworkers. That's amazing. We also have great customers. I can't even begin to explain how kind all the customers have been to me, even though I am still new. A lot of them have been exceptionally kind to me. For example, we have a gentleman that gave me an aquarium. He came into the store one day and we talked about saltwater, and I said I'm gonna create my own saltwater aquarium. Well, I'm not new to saltwater. I've kept saltwater before, but I'm going to set up another saltwater tank. And we got to talking, and then one thing led to another. And now I have a 14-gallon saltwater all-in-one system we're going to be setting up inside TankSmart until I get to my new place and I get settled in, and then I'll bring that over to my new place. But it's awesome that I can establish that repertoire right away with customers. So I am a very, very people-friendly person, and I think the customers, their ability to trust me like that proves that. So that is a win-win for me. I knew right away I was going to take a liking to the customers, but I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. So that was awesome. So all in all, it's been an amazing experience. Yes, I have made a couple of mistakes, but I am a human being, and part of growing up as an adult is making mistakes, but also learning from them so you don't make them again. So this is a job that is totally new to me. Not keeping fish, not knowing about fish, not even customer service. It's the actual, there's some steps of stuff that I've made some mistakes in, but I'll definitely learn from them and grow and become a better employee. So I think that pretty much sums up my first month working at KoiSmart and TankSmart. If I were to sum it up in 3 words, I would say that it was frigging awesome, because I don't want to cuss on here, but awesome experience with that. So today is Saturday, and for the past 2.5 years on Saturdays, I've hosted a live stream called Saturday Live. We're going to take a quick hiatus for that, but we are going to return. Saturday Live will return on Saturday, June 28th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and that's going to be 5 weeks from now to the end of June. Special guest will be Price Tag Aquariums, a YouTuber, Eli Lee, but I've also got a very important VIP guest coming on the show. I'm not going to share details of that until a couple weeks prior. And that's going to be someone that is so unexpected. A lot of my viewers are going to be like, how the hell did Alex pull that off? Well, expect the unexpected. You guys should know that when it comes to me. You can never know what to expect, but when I pull that guest in, it's going to be a huge coup for my YouTube channel. I can't wait for that. And again, I'm going to show you my personal aquariums. There's a lot of fish that I have in my aquariums that I originally was going to save for this big event, but I postponed it because of my hiatus, and we're going to show off those fish tonight in just a few moments here. And of course, on the third Saturday Live, Chef Alex will be there and all that amazing stuff. So that's going to be awesome. So third Saturday Live is back on June 28th, the end of June, and that'll kick off summer. So third Saturday Live will be our very first Saturday Live of the summer, and I cannot wait for that. All right, let's talk about my personal aquarium. At the moment, I have 2 aquariums. I've got my Nano aquarium right there, which has, I think, 12 to 15 neon tetras, 2 Dalmatian mollies, and 4 Bolivian rams, and my 2 African dwarf frogs in there. Next Saturday on Live with Aqua Alex, I will show you my Nano tank. But tonight, I want to show you my most expensive tank, which is my 6-foot display aquarium. And the reason I call it my most expensive tank is because it's a tank that has some of the most expensive fish in it. For example, one of my top dwelling fish that's in there cost me $180, which is a fish that I am very, very fortunate to have because no one else here in Florida has that fish, which is awesome. But we'll show that fish at a later date, not tonight. But anyway, let's talk about my 6-foot display aquarium and some of the changes that I did. So Some of the changes that I did in my 6-foot aquarium is that I rehomed all the aggressors. So I no longer have Central American cichlids, my Dovi, the jaguars, and whatever Central American cichlids I had left, they all went to a good home, to a Central American cichlid breeder. So I was happy about that. So I ended up exchanging those Central American cichlids for some of my favorite cichlids from South America. So now my tank is a South American display tank with some oddballs. So now in my 6-foot aquarium, I have some beautiful male turquoise severums. I have a green terror. I have my beautiful albino Oscar that I got a couple months ago. I've got a couple of Polypterus in there and the cherry. And I've been waiting years to finally get an the cherry. And now I've got a decent sized one. I've got an Oronate Polypterus and also some fancy Plecos that are in there. On another episode that I do, I'm going to go more in depth on my 6-foot display tank, but I just wanted to tell you some of the updates that went on before I actually show off my 6-foot display. And yesterday, I ended up doing a big water change on my 6-foot display tank. I ended up changing some filter media, so I added some new filter media. I also put on a new filter on there as well because I've been having some issues with my water parameters. And I also put in some live plants. Live plants are going to help bring those water parameters down just a bit. But because I ended up doing a big water change and I messed around with the filter media, the water's not crystal clear, but you're going to be able to see the fish and enjoy the fish in my 6-foot display right now. All right, good. We were having some technical difficulties there, but I was able to get the videos playing, so that's good. So you guys saw my 6-foot display tank, which now has South American semi-aggressive cichlids, the green terror, the Oscar, the severums, and the angelfish. But we'll talk about my 6-foot tank more in depth next Saturday, because I think from now until June 28th, I'll do live with Aqua Alex's in between, unless I get really tired from work all week where I'm too tired to do lives. But actually this week was really good. But anyway, right now, switching gears, there is a topic that I do want to talk about, and that is actually AquaShella. AquaShella is a huge aquarium event. It has been described to be the WrestleMania of the aquarium hobby, or the Super Bowl of the aquarium hobby, for those who are not popular or for those who are not interested in WWE or the world of wrestling. It is like the Super Bowl of tropical fish. All right, let's see. We do have a comment here. I can't really see it on the screen too well. So we have a comment from Prodigal Aquarist. I could see the Oscars doing the sidekicks in their heads, working out how long it'll take them to grow big enough to eat the other fish. Well, unfortunately for the Oscar, pretty much all the other fish will end up growing too large for the Oscar to eat, because the severums, they can get a foot, 10 to 10 inches. The other fish are too big as well, but that's actually a really good point. Oscars do eat small fish when they can. But anyway, I want to talk about AquaShella, which, like I said, is a very big convention. I think it's one of the only of its kind. This event was actually created by a social media star, a YouTuber. He's a saltwater YouTuber, but he also now does freshwater. I forgot his name, but he's really, really popular. I know his first name is George. He started AquaShella years ago. So this is actually going to be my very first time attending AquaShella. It'll also be my very first time flying anywhere. But I will actually be at AquaShella, New Jersey in September this year. And I'm going to New Jersey in September. AquaShella was not the reason that I was going to New Jersey. I was just so happening to be heading that way anyway. And then, like last year, it was announced that AquaShella would be there that weekend that I was there. So it all added up, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to go attend and be part of AquaShella and see what it's like for the very, very first time. And I cannot wait to be part of AquaShella in New Jersey. There's a long list of people that I can't wait to meet at AquaShella, other YouTubers, but also people that are really, really into fish. They actually live and breathe fish. I like fish, but it's not my life 100%. I have other things that I do outside of the world of fish, but that's not to say that I'm not passionate. I love fish as much, but I don't dedicate my whole entire life to it. But anyway, I can't wait to be part of AquaShella. That is going to be an awesome event. So I do want to go over some of the things about AquaShella, because if you're a newbie to AquaShella, you might not know what it is. So let's talk about the pricing for AquaShella. It's not a free event, unfortunately. So to attend both days, it's a full weekend event, so Saturday and Sunday. I think it's like $85 for the entire weekend, which isn't bad. So for $85, you get a 2-day wristband, which gives you entry for both days. You also get a 10 a.m. VIP entry, and you get to see the early bird speakers. So those would be people like YouTubers. You also get a YouTube meet and greet, so you'll get to meet some famous YouTubers like Paul Cafaro. I don't know who else is going to be there, but I know Paul will be there. You'll also get an official show t-shirt, which is cool. But if you only want to attend one of the days, then it's only $30. But if you want to do both days, it's $85. And I'd say the better benefit would be for you to attend both days, because there's something different each day. And it's not only fish, there's also reptiles there, freshwater and saltwater. I did want to go over the schedule, but it looks like my computer's not working with me, so I'll give you 1 second. I might have to postpone talking about this until next week, but let's see. I do have the Saturday schedule up. So for speakers on Saturday at noon, we have Rodrigo from Predatory Fins. Let's see here. Why is this not showing? I have to get a new computer eventually. I don't know who that person is, so I'm not even going to mention him. I don't know who that guy is. So it's still early. There's still 3 or 4 months to go. So there's probably going to be more speakers. But right now it's only showing Rodrigo on Saturday and Paul Cafaro on Sunday. But I know there's at least 5 that they usually do. Oh, there's also the guy from Luke's Goldies. That's actually a really, really good YouTube channel for people who are into koi and goldfish. Luke is actually a really good guy. I think I communicated with him a couple of times on about some Miranda goldfish and some Ryukin goldfish back when I was keeping goldfish. So Luke's Goldies is a great YouTube channel. He's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to goldfish and koi. I think he knows a little bit about koi too. I'm not positive. But anyway, yes, I'll be attending AquaShella in New Jersey in September. I think it's September 5th and 6th, but I will be in New Jersey from September 1st all the way until September 11th, I believe. I'm still working out the official dates because I have to report it to my job, obviously, and I also have to plan what I'm going to do from September 1st until September 10th. But I can't wait to be at AquaShella. And the main reason I'm going to New Jersey is to meet up with a friend of mine and also help a friend of mine. But also it's for another special event I have coming up here on my YouTube channel to celebrate 11 years of this here YouTube channel. All right, so I think that's going to do it for tonight's live. I wanted to keep this live short and sweet, but also fun. Next week, we'll talk about fancy Plecos in depth, and I want to show off some of the fancy Plecos that I have. So if you have any questions you want me to answer, post them in the comments, and I will make sure that I answer your questions. I will reply to them, and I'll also answer them on next week's live. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and thank you so much for watching this. Happy fish keeping, and please share this video around, and check out the video that I uploaded earlier today, and make sure you guys share that with your friends as well. Good night from sunny South Florida, and have a great rest of your weekend, and stay fishy, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex, proudly brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. We hope all you passionate fish keepers enjoyed the show and gained valuable insights into the fascinating world of tropical fish. Aqua Alex, with his deep love for both freshwater and saltwater species, is thrilled to share his knowledge and enthusiasm with you. A special thanks goes out to the Aqua Alex army of dedicated fish keepers who have helped shape the show into what it is today. With over a decade of excellence, we stand as the longest-running fish-keeping podcast. If you haven't already, become a part of the Aqua Alex Army by liking and following our Facebook page, Aquatic Wetline with Aqua Alex. Until next time, happy fish keeping, and may your aquariums thrive.